Hey, what's up, fellas? I'm Malicious Female Fan, Steve Malicious here, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about something I saw late last night. I was on YouTube. There was a live event. I'm saying it's the middle of the night. Why is there a live event? It was actually coming from India. It was from a company, Lava Mobiles, and they were announcing their latest smartphone, the My Z, which had a very interesting characteristic. It is a build-your-own phone. There's a list of menus that you can choose from, whether it's RAM, whether it's storage, whether it's camera options, and then color. You basically put your dream package together, they quote you a price, and out you go. Now, when you think about that, I understand it's just India right now. It's just that one company. It's a smaller company. They meet the necessities of the Indian market. You had budget devices, mid-tier devices. By the way, I know we have some viewers from India. If you're from there and you've used them before, let me know in the comment section below what you think of their devices. Are they quality? Are they onto something? Are you excited about the fact that you get to customize your next smartphone? There were a couple other things that were interesting about this as well. So let's say, they had the presenter up there. If your need case changes, if you decide that 2 gigs of RAM that you purchased originally isn't enough for you, within the first year, you can actually pay a surcharge and upgrade to more. So if you think about it, if you're somebody that says, let's say you're just a camera savage, you're camera heavy, that's all you do. You're just sitting there taking pictures. You're not using a lot of apps at once, none of that stuff. Before, if you wanted the top tier camera option, you'd have to go with a flagship. You'd have to go with either a Pixel device, iPhone device, high-end Samsung, and you'd have to pay for other features that you weren't necessarily using. If you're only in the camera app, if that's your thing, 2 or 3 gigs of RAM might be just fine for you. So you could get 2 or 3 gigs of RAM, save a few $100 there, get the max storage option because you're going to be taking all those pictures, you want room to store them. So you get the 128 gigs of storage that they offer. You get the max camera, obviously. They had 2 camera options. They had a 2-camera lens, a 2-lens camera, and a 3-lens camera. You'd get the 3, and then you choose your color. And there you go. And you're only paying for what you use. And Samsung and Xiaomi sort of do this now, because they have just so many mid-tier devices and budget devices that you could kind of pick what you want. But the idea that you could mold one to your specific use case, I think has some legs. I think that's something that if we could somehow adapt it to overseas markets, to the US, Europe, you might find some traction. Because instead of having to choose which one suits you best out of the mid-tier to all the A-series devices, all the Redmi devices, all the Poco devices, all the rest of it, you could say there's one set in this price range. Let me pick what I need. And you never feel like you're paying for something that you don't want. And you never feel like you're getting ripped off. 4 gigs of RAM. Let's say you're just someone that does a bunch of social media. And the craze with the cameras, by the way, we've talked about that before. I think 95% of us don't use the cameras as much as people might think that they do. So you get the 2-lens camera option, 4 gigs of RAM because you're doing a little light multitasking, 64 gigs, the middle storage option that they're offering, and you pay what you pay. And you're knowing that you're getting a device that's meant for you. And then there's the benefits to optimization, where they're updating and they're trying to get stuff set for an Android release set for one set of devices across granted, a spec range with the different RAM sizes, but you're still working on one set instead of 9 devices that you're pushing updates to. You could have Samsung with the A series say, hey, listen, I know you want an A phone. I know you want this particular design of phone. Let's give you some options there. Let's give you 2, 3, 4, and 6 gigs. Pick what you want and pay what you want. We've finally gotten to the point where Android, well, not really Android. I mean, I think they forced it a little bit. Google may have. But where Android phone makers are saying, okay, we get it. We hear you. We give up. We got to offer at least 3 years of major Android updates on these devices. I think now, as we push forward, we could go with more customization options for some of these phones. And it may not be the highest tier phones that are getting these customization options because you got economies of scale going on. You want to produce as many of them as possible in this configuration to lower the price. I get it. But there can be more options. It's possible. It's possible. We're going to have a roadmap now. See how it works. But the fact that you could pay $2,000 for a fold device and have 2 color options, not that hard. Not that hard to start adding a little bit of customization back in to these devices. And if you could do it in a way that people save some money at the same time, I think you're in a situation where you got yourself a winner. But if you've used one of these Lava Mobile's devices before, let me know. I know they've been making some mid-tier devices for a while. If they're quality, I'd like to hear that. If they're not, let me know. But either way, whether their device is viable or not, I do think some of the bigger manufacturers here in the United States and overseas can take some of those elements and bring them to our devices. And that'll really, really add some competition to the mid and lower tiers, especially if you're essentially at that point, picking your own price for exactly what you need. It's 2021. We have the technology. It's essentially what Xiaomi's doing with all these devices anyway. They just go and pick off, okay, well, we want to save a couple dollars here, so we'll buy this screen, but we'll have this RAM, and we'll have this processor. They're doing it anyway, but they're doing it for you. Now maybe we should have the opportunity where we pick out of the parts bin ourselves and get a custom tailored device. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Steve-licious day.